Today, we're going to start a conversation about your value chain, okay? Your value chain is literally one of the most important parts of your business. Of course, after your value proposition. And we talk a lot about value proposition on this channel, which is whenever you're starting an idea or starting or launching a product or service, you have to start with who your target customer is. You have to start with what problem are you solving for them, and then you have to decide where you're going to play on the pricing spectrum. And we'll do some more videos to follow up with that thought process, but we talk about it a lot. So after you get your value proposition dialed in just right, you know who you're serving and what problem you're solving, you have to start dealing with your value chain. Again, after the value proposition, the value chain is probably the most important thing that you're going to discover as far as your business is concerned. It's everything you do from idea to customer. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Stay tuned. What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Tremain Show. Today, we're talking about your value chain, okay? Your value chain. Again, this may be a term that you have not heard of. The value chain is a high-level business term. They teach it at business schools and things like that. But I'm bringing you the terminology and the things that you need to know as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, to be successful. All right, you don't hear talk about value chain in the average business video. All this motivational stuff that you see on YouTube, all this mindset training about how you have to have the heart of a lion. All that stuff is cool, but I'm trying to give you real world business tips and business information, business principles that are going to take your business to the next level. So whether it's a side hustle, which of course we know now is a real business, or it's a full-fledged, small business or something that you're operating full-time, your value chain matters, okay? Your value chain matters. All right, so let's start here. Every business on the planet, okay? Every business on planet Earth has a value chain. And the value chain is literally what differentiates each business from each other, okay? So even if you have a business, two businesses that are operating in the same industry and they have similar value propositions, serving similar clients, the value chain for those two businesses are going to be different. And that's what's going to set them apart from one another. All right, so let's talk through what the value chain is. Of course, in the intro, I mentioned that the value chain is everything you do from idea to customer. But what does that really mean? All right, so you have, a value chain, but you have a process or a thing, and I'm describing value chain now, a process or system or something that you do at each step of the way to take your product or your service from idea, from the thing that's in your head, all the way to your customer having that product or service in their hand, okay? Everything that happens throughout that point, those points in time, is called your value chain. And, you want to get dialed into how you do what it is that you do. That's your secret sauce, all right? So if you have a business that's heavy on relationships, and it's like in order to get customers, you got to know a lot of people, you got to do a lot of handshaking, you got to be connected to people. You have to be able to engage with people and talk with people and sell people one-on-one and face-to-face. That's part of your value chain. That's the unique, differentiator or the unique fingerprint that you have on this business. Another business in this industry may be trying to come at it another way. They may not have all the relationships that you have, but your value chain dictates that you have to have the relationships in place to go out and close deals and sell your products or your services. Now, that's a part of your value chain. That's your unique differentiator. And somebody can try to get into the business that you're in, but they may not be able to do it because they just don't have the relationships that you have. I think about people like club promoters or, what do you call them? Event planners and those type of industries. Those are people that are heavy on relationships. You have to know people. You have to know venues. You have to know cooks, and you have to know people who do, a lot of things as far as moving chairs and setting up AV and audio. If you're a club promoter, you have to know a lot of people because a club will hire a club promoter because they can get hundreds and thousands of people to their club every Friday night or every Saturday night. So that's what club promoting is all about. And it's a great business. It's a great side hustle. It's a great side business. If you have relationships and you know a lot of people, you can start a business as a promoter, promoting events. And, and in today's day and age, that is a huge thing. The whole influencer market. It's called influencer market now. Back in the day, it was just called promotion. But today they got a whole new term for it on social media called influencer work. But in order to be one of those people, you have to have influence. You have to know a lot of people, So that part of your value chain, if you do have that kind of business, is something that'll be unique to you. I couldn't come in and do the same exact thing that you do because I don't know all the people that you know. I don't shake all the hands that you shake, so that's what your value chain is. So let's break the value chain down into a few distinct and key areas. And again, you don't have to necessarily break them down this way every time, but I'm just going to give you the official terms, and then you can take those terms and run with it in the way that you want to run with it. All right. So your value chain generally speaking, is made up of 5 areas: inbound logistics, operations, outbound logistics, sales and marketing, and then you have your services. And when I say services, most of the time we're talking about after sales services. So once your product or your service gets into the hand of the customer, how do you stay engaged with them after they have your product and service? Or if they have to do a return because something isn't right, or the product broke and they need to bring it back and do an exchange, how do you deal with that? So it's called after sales services. All right. So those are the 5 areas that the value chain pretty much breaks down into. Inbound logistics, of course, is everything that comes in to make your product or your service or put your product or your service together. Operations is how you compile it, how you put it together, how you make it into the service that is deliverable to a person. Outbound logistics is how you deliver it to the person. It makes a lot of sense if you listen to the word outbound logistics. So how do you take it from operations after you put it together, after you put the product and service together, after you, create the slide sheet or the slide deck, or after you create the service or the logo or whatever you're doing for your customer, after you put it together in the operations phase, how do you get it to them? That's outbound logistics. And then sales and marketing is how do you market? How do you sell? How do you do those things to your product? Do you need people to come in to do inbound marketing for you? Do you need people to come in and go out and sell the product or the service for you? That's sales and marketing. A lot of people get caught right here, when it comes to business, when it's like, okay, what do I need to do for my business to take it to the next level? The very first thing people talk about is sales and marketing. You got to do Facebook ads. You got to do, Google ads, and you got to, run a funnel and all of these different things. And that's true, but people don't understand that marketing and sales and all that is a very small part of a bigger thing called your value chain. All right. So you don't want to just do sales and marketing. You don't just want to run Facebook ads until you understand your entire value chain. And then, of course, the last piece of the value chain after sales and marketing is your services. And we just talked about that. That includes everything that happens once the customer has your product or your service in their hand. How do you stay engaged with them? How do you ensure that they potentially come back to be a customer again? How do you outreach to them? After sales services. That's what services is all about. So those are the 5 areas officially that describe your value chain. The people that wrote this in a textbook 20, 30 years ago, that's how they break down value chain. But I'm going to break it down even easier. You all know me. I like to keep it simple. The value chain, again, is just everything that you do from idea to customer. That's it. So, you don't have to follow those areas. I just wanted to educate you, give you a little bit of information this morning, but really just think about your value chain as literally everything you have to do to get your product or your service to your customer. That's it. And then of course, services at the end is then even how do you stay engaged with that customer after you sell your products or your services. Okay, it's not just about making that sale one time, but it's about them coming back to buy again, and then not only buying again, telling somebody else, telling one of their friends about it, and then they bring back 2 or 3 customers. So how do you do that? How do you stay engaged with your customers so that they can do that? So that's what the value chain is all about. We're going to run this for the next 2 or 3 episodes. I just wanted to give you an introduction to the value chain. You have to pay attention to what it is. You have to know what it is for your business. Value chains separate and differentiate every business on the planet. You just have to be aware of what your value chain is. And again, one more thing, and I put a pin in it right there. Don't get caught in sales and marketing only. Again, these days, everybody is a guru on how to grow your social media following, how to get more, subscribers, how to get more, how to grow your online presence. Everybody is into that. But what you need to know, and this is what's going to take you all to the next level, that's why I'm here, and that's why I'm educating you, is that the sales and marketing piece of your value chain is a very small part of a much bigger engine. And so as you approach your business, as you approach getting your things out there, don't just say, hey, let's just do sales and marketing. And a lot of people just do that. And it's not because they want to, they just don't know. So I'm educating you to understand that everything that you do goes into your value chain, including sales and marketing. So that's not just the only thing. You have to figure out where you're getting all your raw materials from, where you're getting your labor from, how you putting your things together, how you getting everything to your client, is it just through email? A lot of things are digital these days, but you may have to have some delivery costs. There may be some post office and UPS involved. There may be some meetings that have to happen in order for you might have to do some FaceTime with your actual customer. There may be Zoom meetings because we're still kind of pandemic, but we're getting post-pandemic. Maybe there's a meeting that you have to present. These are all things that go into your value chain. You have to figure them into how you deliver products and service to your potential customers. All right, so as usual, like, subscribe, share. Please send this information to every entrepreneur that you know, small business owner. Doesn't matter where you are in your business life cycle, you have a value chain, and you need to understand what that is. Once you understand the power of your value chain, meaning that you understand how your products and services get from out of your head into the customer's hand, then you can start tweaking it and you can start making corrections and things that you need to do to make sure that your value chain is as streamlined as possible and you're not wasting any effort, wasting any resources getting your products or your services to your people. All right, also as usual, the best form of support is just you being here with me today. And trust me, guys, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for taking this journey with me. All right, I'm Tremain Davis, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace. This video is brought to you by Davis & Davis Investments and Management, a full-service business solutions firm. So whether you need one-on-one business coaching or training, or whether you need business strategy development, or if you just need to learn how to shoot professional videos from your iPhone so you can move some of your content online, we've been helping businesses win for over 10 years. So click the link below, grab your free consultation to see if we're the right fit for you.